Hey, Lisa. There's something that I want to talk to you about. Do you have some time right now?
What do you want from me this time, Sarah? I'm a little busy right now. Make it quick if you have something to say to me.
First of all, I don't think that your attitude towards me is acceptable. I'm your manager. Please show me a little more respect. There are also several other things that I need to say to you.
You're a pathetic manager. I don't see the need to respect you. You didn't even graduate high school. You should stop acting so arrogantly.
It doesn't matter if I graduated from high school or not. I'm still your manager. I only decided to employ you because you're Tom's younger sister. You really need to pull your own weight and get work done like everybody else does. Your coworkers have to work twice as hard to cover for you if you don't get the work assigned to you completed.
I'm sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about. You're making it sound like I'm only working here thanks to you.
Well, that's the truth, isn't it? You wouldn't be here if it weren't for me.
You might have been the one that introduced me to this company, but the reason I was hired was because of my skills. The company should be grateful to have me. You should be grateful that I decided to work under you.
I admit that your positivity is unrivaled. You still need to look at the reality sometimes. There's been a lot of complaints about your attitude at work.
What? Are you serious? There's people complaining about me? What did I do wrong? What does a high school dropout like you have to complain about me?
I always tell you this, but none of that matters here. We get promoted if we do well at the company. It doesn't matter if you graduated from high school or a private university. I'm giving you some friendly advice as your sister-in-law right now. If your attitude doesn't improve, I'm going to have to take some action as your manager. Would you please do your best to try and improve your attitude at work?
What does that even mean? It doesn't make any sense to me.
You take too much time off at work. You also take a really long lunch break compared to everybody else. I heard that you also try to give your tasks to other coworkers. You also sneak out and leave work early sometimes too. There's a huge list of other complaints. Do you really want me to go through the entire list?
I guess all my coworkers are way too jealous of me. They're only making complaints about me out of spite. It's because I'm so young, beautiful, and successful, right? The only people making those complaints are the old women of the company, right? Grandmas like you are just jealous of me.
You can say all you want, but I'm only 5 years older than you.
5 years is a pretty big difference. I'm still in my 20s after all.
You're going to turn 30 years old next month.
You need to keep your mouth shut. You're just a high school dropout.
Would you please stop calling me that as well?
Why should I stop? It's the truth. I actually graduated from high school and university. I can't stand listening to orders from someone who didn't even graduate high school. If you don't want me to quit working, you really need to start helping me out a little more.
You know you're in no position to be saying things like that to me, right? I'm telling you all of this as I'm kind and I want to help you out. You're going to be in a lot of trouble at this rate. If you can start working on your attitude, I won't have to report you to the higher-ups of the company.
I can't believe you're being sympathetic for me. How can you act so arrogant? Who the hell do you think you are? You should be grateful that a successful woman like me decided to work for you guys. Do you get what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, but I really have no idea what you're trying to say. Either way, I need you to try to improve your attitude from now on. I'm not going to be able to cover for you if this continues like this.
I don't have any intention of being in your favor. If you complain to me one more time, I'm going to quit this stupid company. If you don't want me to quit, make sure you stop complaining.
This is so hopeless. Would you at least make sure that you're not late arriving to work? Hey, Tom. I don't know if I can look after Lisa anymore.
What's the matter, Sarah?
Is this about the conversation we had yesterday?
Yeah, it's about that. The insults that she says to me are getting worse and worse every day. She also looks down on her other coworkers and doesn't show them any respect at all. I'm not sure how I'm going to cover for her any longer.
You don't have to cover for her anymore. You can abandon her and she should get the punishment that she deserves.
Are you sure that's really okay? She is your younger sister, after all.
It's really okay. She really needs to learn some lessons. She treats me and our parents like how she's treating you right now. I think we've all had enough of her. She couldn't even find a job even though she's almost 30 years old. That's why we had to ask you to give her a job. I think she needs to face the reality soon. You don't have to think of her as family anymore.
It sounds like you guys have a rough time with her too. I'm going to try to warn her one last time then. If she doesn't listen, I'm going to report her to the higher-ups of the company.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Please do that. Me and my parents recently talked about potentially cutting all ties with her. We thought that she would never change if she has all these people that she can depend on around her.
Yeah, that might be the best for her as well. She really needs to see the reality of her situation. I'm going to go ahead and report her actions to the higher-ups then. Hopefully she can use this as an opportunity to improve her attitude.
I'm really sorry for causing you all this trouble. You can treat her and punish her as if she's just a regular employee. I'm sure she's done many things that are unacceptable to do at work. Anyway, I'm going to be home soon. Let's talk about this later.
I'm going to check with you one last time. I listed out all the complaints that have been reported about you the other day. Am I right in thinking that you have no intention of rectifying your behavior and attitude? Oh my God! You're still talking about that? You're getting really annoying. I told you that I haven't done anything. A grandma like you needs to shut up. The fact that you haven't done anything is bad. This is a workplace. You need to get the work assigned to you completed. You also need to change your attitude towards the other coworkers. Show them more respect. You really are so persistent. I heard that you haven't completed anything that has been assigned to you in the past few days. Do you really think that's acceptable? This is a job. We're not in school anymore. We're all adults and we need to work to earn our salaries. I can't believe someone like you is trying to tell me off. What did you just say? Someone like me? Do you not understand that I'm your manager? My position is way above you. Acting so arrogantly again. How could you say this to me when you're just a high school dropout? If you really are my manager, wouldn't you be able to increase my salary? Are you seriously asking me that? $1,500 a month is way too low for someone like me. I graduated from university. $1,500 is probably enough for a high school dropout like you, though. I need a lot more money to live the life that I want. You really need to stop messing around and give me a proper salary. If you're going to order me around like this, give me a raise. I'm not ordering you around at all. You also never listen to what I say anyway. Are you sure you're okay with me quitting then? You really should use your tiny brain and think about this carefully. You can't afford to lose an elite university graduate like me. If you want me to stay, double my current salary. I'm not asking you to do this. I'm demanding you to do it. If that's the case, I'm going to have to fire you. Wait, what did you just say to me? You're not serious, are you? I've tried to cover for you so many times in the past, but I'm giving up now. I realize that you're never going to change your attitude or behavior for the better. We don't need a person like you working for us, so I'm firing you. Could you go to the Human Resources Department tomorrow and get all the required paperwork completed? You should listen to what they have to say to you. You want to receive your last paycheck, right? What are you talking about? You're joking about all of this, right? There's no way you guys can afford to fire me. This must be a prank or something.
This isn't a prank at all. It kind of sounded like you wanted to be fired anyway. You made threats about quitting every single day. Also, all your co-workers have had enough of you. This is the best decision for this entire department. We can't afford to be paying $1,500 a month to someone that doesn't do anything. You're not even worth $1,500. I can't believe that you were trying to ask me to double your salary.
I have no idea why you're even telling me this. You don't have this kind of authority anyway. You're not allowed to just fire me.
Do you not understand that I'm the vice president of this entire department? I have every right to fire you.
Wait, what? You're the vice president?
I thought Tom explained this to you when I first offered you this job. I guess you were probably browsing your phone and not listening. This company was started up by me and a couple of other friends. I've been here since the very beginning. I have a lot of authority over you.
You're lying, right? There's no way a high school dropout like you can have so much power.
I told you none of that matters. Even a high school dropout like me can be successful with enough effort and hard work. In fact, it's one of our policies to not judge people based on their academic background. We value hard work and loyalty over academic backgrounds. That's one of the reasons why I was able to employ you. You're 29 years old, but your CV is completely empty after graduating from university. You don't have any other work experience. It's thanks to our policy that you managed to get a job here.
You're making it sound like I wouldn't be wanted elsewhere.
Honestly, we never would have accepted you to work here if it weren't for Tom asking me. You got really lucky. You should thank your brother for this opportunity. It sounded like even Tom has finally given up on you. I won't have to interact with you as your manager or as your sister-in-law from now on.
Wait, hold on a minute. Why is this happening all of a sudden? All I did was ask you to raise my salary a little bit. Now I'm fired and without a job? That's impossible. I thought that you guys wanted me to work here. I'm a full-time worker. How could I be fired already? This is impossible.
Actually, you're not even a full-time worker. It hasn't even been 3 months since you started working with us. You're still in your trial period.
Wait, what? Trial period?
We were testing you to see if we really wanted you to work here full-time. We're very glad that we didn't give you a full-time contract right away.
So, I'm really going to be fired? Is there anything that I can do about it? I can't afford to lose my source of income right now. This was the first time I managed to work for a proper company.
What are you talking about? You were barely working at all. We really don't need employees that can't complete the work assigned to them. On top of being useless, your attitude towards the other people was rotten too. I doubt any company would want to employ you right now. If you're going to be so arrogant all the time, at least have the work ethic and skills to back it up.
Okay, fine. I admit that maybe I was being a little too arrogant. I apologize for my attitude towards the others. Would you please not fire me now? I'm going to be in a lot of trouble if I lose my job.
Yeah, I know you're going to be in trouble. I heard that you couldn't even get a part-time job at a gas station.
I think that was because I'm too beautiful. The other workers wouldn't be able to focus on their job if I'm around.
Yeah, I seriously doubt that. I think that your arrogant attitude and rotten personality is a massive red flag for most companies. You don't have any job experience either. Your CV is only half a page. You're almost 30 years old and only ever worked part-time jobs. I can't believe that you keep on bragging about graduating from university. That happened almost 10 years ago.
You're not seriously firing me, are you? I'm your sister-in-law, right? We're basically family. Please do something to make sure that I don't get fired. I had no idea that this would happen to me.
I promise I'll do better from tomorrow. I can change everything that's wrong about me. You can tell me what to do, and I promise that I'll listen. I think that it's impossible for you to change. There's just too many things that are wrong with you. It's impossible for you to become a better person all of a sudden. Everyone else agrees that we shouldn't hire you after your trial period. There's not much I can do, and everybody doesn't want you here.
Listen, hold on a minute. Listen to what I have to say. If I lose this job, my parents are going to kick me out of the house. If that happens, I have nowhere else to go. I'm not sure where to go and live. What should I do?
I have no idea what you should do. You can figure it out yourself. You only have yourself to blame for this situation that you're in right now. It might be difficult to change your work ethic. However, it should be easy to change your attitude towards others. That would be a great place to start. You need to start treating other people with much more respect.
Please don't abandon me like this. You're my sister-in-law. Don't you feel bad about doing this to me?
Actually, I'm not going to be your sister-in-law anymore. Both me and Tom have decided to cut ties with you completely. You're no longer our family. We are tired of having to deal with you. We really tried our best to help you out, but all you did was insult us and look down on us. We don't want to have anything to do with you now. Please don't bother contacting me anymore.
Oh my God. Is this really happening to me? Please tell me that this is just a bad dream. I want to wake up right now.
What are you talking about? This is definitely not a dream. You're very wide awake.
My life is falling apart. I'm going to cry.
Well, best of luck with finding another job. You're going to need it. Lisa finally realized that she was really going to lose her job. She started panicking as she knew that losing this job would make her life hell. Lisa begged Sarah to keep her at the company. However, the decision had already been made and she was fired immediately. Lisa begged her parents to not kick her out as she had nowhere to go. They agreed to let her keep living with them as long as she found another job quickly. Lisa applied to many other companies so that she could be employed again. However, she was not accepted to any positions. She finally gave up looking for a full-time position and found a part-time job at a factory in the countryside. She works from very early in the morning to late at night on minimum wage. Lisa finally realized how lucky she was to be earning $1,500 a month at Sarah's company. Let's hope that Lisa uses this as a lesson to improve her work ethic and her personality.
My son told me. So you two are getting a divorce. Hello, Trisha. Yes, it looks like it. What are you, children playing house? Marriage is not a joke, Rachel. You cannot and should not make rash decisions like this. It isn't a matter to be reckless about. Did you even give it enough time to process? We didn't come to this agreement easily, nor in a rush, Trisha. We thought long and hard about it, and we talked even longer. But before you bombard me with lecturing messages, shouldn't you be giving a talk to your son first? You must have heard the reason behind our divorce, surely. Luke is the one that needs a motherly scolding right now, not me. Motherly scolding? What is this, elementary school? How petty of you to tattle on my son to me. As a matter of fact, yes, I did hear about Luke's indiscretion. But so what? How many married men do you think are out there who never have a wandering eye? It's in their very nature, sweetheart. It's not anything new us women have to embrace. If every wife demanded divorce at the first sign of her husband's mistress, there'd be no marriage left intact in this whole world. Are you for real right now? You're a woman yourself. How can you say something so outdated like that? Would you be saying the same thing to your daughter if her husband cheats on her with a younger, prettier, thinner woman? If your husband cheated on you, would you be telling yourself the same thing? Oh, hush. That is your problem right there. You always think what you say is the most correct thing of all. You are so self-righteous you won't even entertain somebody else's opinion. No wonder my son had to seek some womanly comfort elsewhere. And how dare you talk about my husband and Jake? Do you mean to say that my daughter is so flawed she'd get cheated on? Oh, so then you mean to tell me that I am so flawed that I was cheated on rightfully? And therefore I should shut up and just live with the fact? Is that your logic? Why, yes, there you go. I knew I'd get through to you. Think about it. If you were such a good wife, why would he feel the need to look at anyone else at all? A marriage is what guarantees a man that his needs will be fulfilled, if you know what I mean. It breaks my heart to think how lonely and needy my Luke must have felt, for him to look for someone else to fulfill those needs. So yes, you should have been a better wife. You weren't, clearly, so Luke had a little slip-up. It was not his fault. It's more embarrassing than anything for you to so desperately place all the blame on him like this. Okay, what else should I have done then? I really can't think of one thing I could have done more. Luke and I moved in with you after a wedding, and with that I started doing all the work around the house, including washing your intimates. I made breakfast for 5 adults every morning until Jessica met Jake and moved out. All 4 of you treated me like a live-in maid, but since I was the newest addition to the family, I tried to never let it bother me. I didn't mind doing those chores since I didn't work anymore on Luke's insistence. What should I have done better? Did I once complain when you would send the eggs back because they were overcooked one day and undercooked the next? Did I once forget dusting all the shelves and sealing fans for more than 2 days lest your allergies act up? I even took care of Jessica's daughter for her the first 2 years while Jessica and Jake went off doing their startup. You say I should have done better and more? Tell me what it is that I could have done better and more. What you did was the bare minimum. Do you think I got an award for best daughter-in-law by doing a few chores around the house when I was first married? At least you didn't have to go to work every day or tend to the farm or feed the pigs. You had it so easy and still you used that to argue how great a wife and daughter-in-law you've been? That's rich, huh? You really have all the symptoms of having been raised by grandparents, don't you? You should be grateful we took you in like we did, even though you were an orphan nobody. Did you give me a grandbaby? No, ma'am. So really, what good did you bring into this family? You are in no place to complain about a few chores you managed to get done here and there over the years. My gracious daughter clearly took pity on you for being childless, so she let you practice with your own baby. And you tell me now that you thought you were doing her a favor? Did you not have the guts to tell us so then? How many grudges have you been holding on to against us? Goodness gracious, Rachel. Every time your precious daughter dropped her baby in my lap, you'd make one comment or another about me not being able to conceive. But you knew that was hurtful though, didn't you? You said those awful things on purpose. You knew exactly what you were doing when you told me my uterus was as useless as I was. You're right. I should have told you I didn't want to babysit right then and there. But guess what? I did it for the baby, not you or your daughter. I know what it's like to grow up without siblings or parents, so I wanted to be a loving figure in the baby's life as long as I had the chance. God knows the baby has barely seen her own parents, let alone grandparents, who live in the same house. The baby has done nothing wrong, and she is family. Well, you've said it. We are family. So why do you have to go and break up this family? You're doing nothing but throwing a childish tantrum over something so trivial. Divorce is not to be taken lightly. What do you think this family is? For you to think you can come and leave as you please? Is this all a joke to you? It may be how your elderly grandmother might have raised you, but not in my house. If you insist you will divorce my Luke and leave this family, then so be it, but mark my words. You will no longer have any claim to things you leave behind once you set foot out of here. That's perfectly fine. I don't want to have anything to do with you and your dysfunctional family anyway. I will gladly walk away with just the clothes on my back. Ha! Where will you even go? You have no other family, you have no money, and you have no job. Let's see how long you last. I can already see you crawling back, begging us to give you a second chance. A few days out on the street should teach you the right lesson. You better believe I'll consider your return as your willingness to be a fully fledged maid. I promptly left the McDonald's house after my divorce was finalized. It was so liberating to be away from Luke's parents for the first time in years. One saving grace of this wretched family was, to my surprise, Luke's sense of guilt. He messaged me out of the blue and apologized for hurting me. He thanked me for living with his parents during our honeymoon phase so we could save up to buy a house, and he apologized for ruining our future before that dream could come true. He wished me a freer life and even wired me a generous sum directly into my bank account on top of the alimony. All I wanted from my marriage to Luke was to start my own family, full of love and affection. Call me naive, but I never had that growing up, so it was my life's goal to make one for myself. My eagerness to make that happen, though, was what unfortunately led me to embrace Luke's mother's torments. I just sat there and took the hits like a chump. No more. I have no time to feel bad for myself. I found a job and a cute little apartment downtown. I'll wallow no more and start my sprint toward the second chapter of my life again. All was going well when my former mother-in-law contacted me out of the blue. Have you had enough time to look back at yourself? It's been 3 months. You must have had some revelations. I've decided to be the bigger person and take you back if you promise to behave this time. None of that childish foot stomping. Who is this? Who are you to talk to me like a child? Do I know you? What? Are you still moping after all this time? I am graciously giving you a chance to make amends without humiliating yourself. Do you really want to be banned from this house? What in God's name are you talking about? I got the hell out of there months ago. You should be on your knees begging me to come back, begging me to forgive you for everything you've done, not the other way around. Even then, I'd never go anywhere near you. What? How dare you? What do I have to apologize to you for? I'm not the one acting like a spoiled child. We let you roam around freely for a few months and now you think you're some wild dog off its leash? You're still bound to this family, divorce or no divorce. You are sorely mistaken if you think I will extend this peace offering twice. You better take it now and cry your tears of joy until you have nothing left but appreciation. Oh my God, you need help. You are absolutely delusional. You really need to see someone about that. You may be psychotic. Or are you just plain dumb? Because why can't you understand that I am not coming back? Why would I ever even consider that? If I accidentally dream about it, it would be a nightmare that ruins my whole week. I'm not a part of your darn family anymore, and I haven't been for a while, Trish. Why don't you invite Luke's mistress to come live with you since you seem to favor her over me? Oh, I get it now. You want me to come back because you don't have a personal butler anymore? That's it, isn't it? Now that I'm not there doing all the work, you realize how much I was really doing, did you? Do you still think I could have done better as a wife? Look at us banter. Isn't this fun? Just like old times. Who cares if you're divorced? Everyone gets divorced these days. That is not what really binds two people together as family. In fact, a tragedy is what brings people closer. And what is tragedy if not this little pickle we're in? All you need to do is sign the new marriage papers and we're as good as back to normal. What do you say, Rachel? You have got to be kidding me, right? Did you have a stroke while we were chatting? You really want me to come back? You want me to remarry your son so I can be family again? What is going on? You are certifiable. I don't know how to make this any clearer for you, Trisha. My only regret in life at this point is not having left your messed up house sooner. Offer me $1 million and see if I want to come back. The answer is still no. I can't believe you made me talk to you for this long already. I have things to do. With all due respect, go to hell, Trish. How dare you talk to me like that? I am your mother-in-law. Formerly or otherwise, I deserve your respect. I'm the one who lent a helping hand when you were nothing but an orphaned rescue project. No wonder orphans get such a bad rap. Look at you attacking me like this after everything I've done for you. You people have no honor. So you have honor then, is that what you're saying? You were raised so properly that you have tons of honor and grace. You had so much honor that as soon as your son moved me into your house, you sold off your brand new washing machine and made me do all the household laundry by hand. It was your honor that made you insist I use the straw broom and dustpan to clean instead of your built-in vacuum system. I bet it was your honor that made the slow cooker go out of commission the entire time I was living there, making breakfast, lunch, dinner, and midnight snacks for 4 adults. Is that right, Trisha? Your honorable upbringing is what probably urged you to turn the water heater off as soon as Luke left for work. So I would have maybe 3 minutes of warm water to shower with then, is it? Maybe you're right. Maybe it was my less than perfect upbringing that prevented me from seeing you for the evil bitch that you always have been. I made excuse after excuse for your actions, telling myself that you're just happy to have an extra set of helping hands around the house. I guess I was too childish to put myself first, because if I had, I would have run away a long time ago. I can't believe all these insults. You've been festering in these grudges all these years. For God's sake, don't you know live and let live? How many families out there do you think are perfect? There is no such thing, Rachel. We're one of the good ones. You are making a huge mistake. Think of the good times we've had together. All those fun family dinners. Get bent. Those were fun for you and your family because you didn't move a finger and a feast magically appeared on your table. Who do you think did that, Harry Potter? Why do you want me to come back so desperately anyway? You made it clear you hated me. Because there's nobody to take care of Luke's father. He has dementia now and he needs somebody to take care of him. He's in a bad way, Rachel. I don't have the heart to put him in a home. And that whore mistress of Luke's is not cut out to be a wife, what with her freakishly long acrylic nails and all. All I asked her to do when she visited was to make a few sandwiches, and she's refusing to visit again since. Kids these days. I blame the liberals, I really do. What they must be teaching in schools. If it makes you feel any better, I gave Luke a stern talking to. He was wrong to be disloyal to you like that. I will never let it happen again. I promise, Rachel. Wow, you came right out and said you needed me to help at least. That's an improvement, I'll give you that. But in no universe am I volunteering to come back to live with you. If you need an in-home care specialist, call my office and I'll see what I can set up for you. I can give you a special McDonald's family discount on our premium plan, which starts at $500 per week. I could do a cool $499. Stop it! That package is for one bedridden patient care only. So if you need it, I can add on another package and send someone to do the cleaning and cooking as well. It'll be another $300 a week. After all those years of doing that exact thing for free for you, I was able to get a manager position at this company. I can guarantee you that our services are well worth the price. We have top-of-the-line specialists and applicants. Where do you suggest I get the money to afford that kind of care? We can barely make ends meet now since your father-in-law's dementia is progressing rapidly, and Luke's had a little hiccup at work and was laid off. How can you turn your back on us at a time like this? We are family! How can you be so heartless? Well, Trish, I learned it from the best. All right, fine. I will beg. Is that what you want? I'll come and beg. Just come back, Rachel. I really, really need you. Goodbye, Trisha. Don't ever contact me again. If you do, I will get a restraining order against you. Have a fun life. Right before I blocked her on all my social media and messaging platforms, I sent Trisha the number to our project manager. Weeks later, I still have not heard a single thing from them inquiring about booking a care specialist for Luke's father. It did not come as a surprise to me, knowing how greedy and stingy they are. As for Luke, I hear he's still single and unemployed, hugely due to the fact that his indiscretion with his mistress was not the first inappropriate conduct he was caught for. On top of that, no eligible woman in her right mind would want to walk into the dumpster fire that is the McDonald's family. I am loving my new job I was promoted to, which now includes caring for children as well. My clients love me for my thorough and detail-oriented work ethic, and my popularity within the country is rising exponentially. For the first time in a long time, I'm able to look forward to a bright, hopeful future for myself. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.